What if unlocking your true potential isn't about working harder, but about mastering a few counterintuitive strategies that eliminate procrastination for good? Today, we're diving into the hidden truths that will help you cut through the noise, achieve massive goals, and redefine what's possible in your life. For years, you might have believed that success demands endless struggle and superhuman effort. But what if there's a different path? A path outlined in a revolutionary guide that promises to help you reach your loftiest ambitions with astonishing ease. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about a profound shift in how you approach your work and your goals. The core idea is simple, yet often overlooked. Not all tasks are created equal. In fact, many things we do daily have little to no real benefit. The problem? These numerous, less important tasks distract us, pulling focus from what truly matters, instead of endlessly trying to fit everything in. The real key to brilliant success lies in focusing on the essential. Here's the thing. The difference between a successful person and one who struggles isn't about raw ability or intelligence. Often, the struggle is simply a matter of what they choose to accomplish. Successful individuals tackle the important things, while others, no matter how smart, get lost in planning and talking without actual achievement. This guide offers powerful strategies to shift that balance, and you don't need to implement them all. Just a few can change everything. Strategy 1. Achieve crystal clear goals. The first and perhaps most crucial step is clarity. People who accomplish more faster are those with an unwavering focus on their goals. Clarity isn't just a nice to have. It's a powerful weapon against procrastination. Consider this. Only 3% of people have written goals, yet those individuals achieve 5 to 10 times more than those who only think about their goals. Now, you might be wondering, how do you get that kind of clarity? It's a simple 7-step process that applies to both your overarching goals and the daily tasks that lead to them. 1. Precisely define your goals. Decide exactly what you want to achieve. Stop wasting time on tasks that don't genuinely serve your objectives. 2. Write it down. An unwritten goal is just a wish, a vague idea that fades. Put it on paper, give it tangible form, and transform it from imagination into something real you can see and touch. 3. Set a deadline. When will you start, and when exactly will you reach this goal? Without a time frame, plans often remain just that, plans. Remember past goals you never started? A deadline is the missing ingredient. This applies to daily tasks too. Block out specific hours for specific work. 4. List every task. Use pen and paper to identify every single activity required to hit your deadline. Don't hold back. Write down anything that helps. 5. Create an action plan. Organize that list by priority and importance, and assign a time frame to each step. When you do this, something amazing happens. That big, daunting goal suddenly feels incredibly close, surprisingly easy to reach. This isn't just a feeling, it's the power of clarity. Your mind sees everything in its true, manageable size, rather than the overwhelming scale it held in your head. 6. Execute immediately. An ordinary plan being executed now is infinitely better than a perfect plan gathering dust. The whole point of planning is execution. Don't fall into the trap of feeling accomplished just because you've planned. That's when you've done nothing. 7. Record your progress. Shift your focus from the distant goal to the small tasks you complete daily. This builds momentum and confidence. Even if you falter for a day or two, seeing your past achievements will pull you back in. Clear, written goals have a magical effect on your thinking, boosting your creativity, saving energy, and most importantly, making you start and conquer procrastination. Strategy 2. Plan your day in advance. Planning is a superpower for leveraging your potential and time. It's a direct antidote to procrastination. Without it, work either doesn't get done or it takes far too much effort and time. Every minute spent planning saves 10 minutes in execution. That means a mere 10 minutes of daily planning can save you 2 hours of effort. But wait, there's more. Advanced planning also shields you from shallow achievement. That frustrating feeling of being busy all day, but realizing none of it truly moved you towards your future goals. Planning saves your mental, emotional, and physical energy and protects you from constant distraction. Each task completed, each list finished, builds your belief that you can achieve even your most ambitious dreams, making continued work not just easy, but addictive. Strategy 3. Embrace the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule, or Pareto principle, is a game changer. 20% of your efforts typically yield 80% of your results. Sometimes it's even 10% for 90%. The unfortunate inverse is also true. 80 to 90% of your effort can produce only 10 to 20% of your results. This means if you have 10 tasks, 1 or 2 are usually the most critical. Their impact far outweighs the other 8 combined, yet they often demand similar time and effort. The harsh reality? Most people procrastinate on these highly valuable 10 to 20% tasks, busying themselves instead with the less important 80%. They're constantly busy, but their progress is minimal. The most important tasks are usually the most difficult and complex, but the reward for completing them is astounding. Therefore, you must identify these 10 to 20% tasks in your schedule, prioritize them, and resist the temptation to start with easy, low-value work. Before tackling any task, ask yourself, Is this in my top 20% or my bottom 80%? Always choose the top. This becomes a habit. Your mind inherently wants to work on impactful tasks that create significant change. Feed that part of your brain. The time investment might be similar, but the feeling after finishing a high-value task is one of pride and deep satisfaction, a stark contrast to the fleeting contentment of minor accomplishments. Time management is truly life management. Strategy 4. Prioritize by long-term impact. When deciding what to work on, think about the future. Essential tasks are those with significant long-term results, not just immediate payoffs. Less valuable tasks, in contrast, offer instant gratification but have little to no lasting value. This directly ties into your overarching life goals, whether that's 1, 5, or 20 years down the line. Successful people always maintain a clear future orientation. They think years ahead, analyzing present choices to ensure they're on the right path. Time passes anyway. Either it passes with you progressing towards your goals, or it passes with you standing still. They delay gratification and make sacrifices in the present, unlike those who prioritize short-term pleasure and comfort without much thought for the long run. Things like waking up early, regular reading in your field, skill-building courses, or focusing on high-value work, these all have a profound future impact. Make tasks with great expected future outcomes your top priority, starting your day with them. By the same token, if not doing something will lead to significant negative future effects, that task also needs to be at the top of your list. Strategy 5. Master the A1, A2, B1, B2 method. This powerful yet simple method helps you prioritize your task list. You'll categorize tasks by importance. A tasks. These are critical. They will have a big positive impact on your future if done, or a big negative impact if not. If you have multiple A tasks, prioritize them further. A1 is the most important, then A2, A3, and so on. B tasks. These are important, but have only moderate results. Someone might get annoyed if you don't do them, but they aren't truly vital for your core goals. C tasks. These are preferable to do, but have no real results or consequences whether you do them or not, like watching an important game. D tasks. These are tasks you can delegate to someone else. The rule here is, if you can delegate it to focus on more important work, do it immediately. After categorizing, the rule is simple. You cannot start any task until you finish the one before it. If you tackle easy things first, you'll often run out of time for the important ones, or do them under immense pressure, leading to poor quality, errors, or complete neglect. Here's the kicker. Even if you're working 100% of the time, you still have a list of important things, books to read, courses to take, essential work that you can't find time for. To overcome procrastination and find time for truly important work, Ask yourself two crucial questions before any task. 1. What is the highest value activity I can perform right now? This is the core of time management and the key to becoming highly productive. Do these immediately. Let go of the others with a clear conscience. 2. Which of these tasks will have a big and real impact on my life in the future? Answering these questions will protect your most vital daily tasks from delay and wasted time. Strategy 6. Prepare your environment. Before you begin any task, prepare your workspace. Make it a strength, not a weakness. Imagine entering a kitchen to cook, and all your tools and ingredients are laid out. What happens? Starting is incredibly easy, and you finish much faster. The same applies to your work. A tidy desk, all necessary tools prepared, even digital ones like browsers and programs. This lowers the barrier to starting. That initial internal resistance we all feel when facing difficult work is significantly reduced. Remove anything irrelevant. Your phone, social media tabs, anything that doesn't directly serve the task. This simple principle, despite its simplicity, is powerful enough to push you through difficult, life-changing tasks. Strategy 7. Embrace continuous learning and skill development. One of the deepest roots of procrastination is a feeling of incompetence or lack. If you feel inadequate, you'll simply avoid starting. That's why continuous development is non-negotiable. As the saying goes, if you're not improving, you're falling behind. The world is constantly evolving. If you stand still, you'll quickly become obsolete, no matter how skilled you once were. Improving your performance in your main job or field is incredibly useful for time management. The better you are, the more motivated and energized you become, and the easier it is to overcome procrastination and work faster and better under any circumstances. But here's the unexpected benefit. Allocate daily time for development. Read in your field, train on a new skill, or simply think about how to work smarter. Continuous learning is the first requirement for success in any field. And the good news is, any skill can be learned with consistent, planned effort. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day. Follow industry developments. Attend workshops. Strive to be unique, not ordinary. Use commute time for audiobooks or podcasts. The more you learn, the more your confidence, enthusiasm, and capacity for achievement will soar. Build your brain's muscles, just as you build your bodies. Your abilities are limitless, confined only by your imagination. Strategy 8. Break down massive tasks. Big tasks often feel overwhelming, leading to procrastination for years without ever starting. The secret to overcoming this internal resistance is simple. Divide large tasks into small, manageable parts. You only need to take one step in a journey of 1,000 miles, not see the entire destination. Think of it like driving at night. You don't need to see the entire 200-kilometer road ahead. Your headlights illuminate the next 150 to 200 meters. As you cover that segment, the next appears. Each 150 meters is like one step in your project. You only need to see the next few steps to start. Once you complete one, a new one reveals itself. This method is incredibly effective for starting ambitious projects you might otherwise avoid because they seem too daunting. Big projects are the ones that create significant impact, not just for you, but for others, even generations. Whether it's financial independence through small daily savings or building a dream business, breaking it down into steps makes the impossible possible. You can do extraordinary things, but only when you take that crucial first step. And remember, one step towards the goal, and I will be able to reach the end of a 1,000-mile journey. Strategy 9. Cultivate self-discipline. Push yourself. The world is full of people waiting for someone to come and push them, to guide them towards the work they want to do but procrastinate on. But here's the hard truth. No one is coming. They are like someone waiting for a bus in a deserted place. Unfortunately, only about 2% of people can work completely without supervision. These are the leaders, and you should aim to be one of them. The most profound difference you can make for yourself is to get used to pushing yourself. Don't wait for external motivation. Force yourself to perform essential, important tasks daily. Treat early mornings and difficult work like a personal challenge, a game you play with yourself. This self-imposed pressure isn't just about getting things done. It builds your reputation with yourself. When you consistently execute your plans and tackle important tasks, you prove to yourself that you are capable, strong, and committed. This inner reputation fuels confidence for future plans. Conversely, if your internal narrative is one of laziness and unreliability, you'll doubt your ability to commit, even as you set new goals. Building that strong reputation with yourself through consistent self-discipline is vital. Strategy 10. Optimize your energy. The raw material for all achievement and productivity is your physical, mental, and emotional energy. To be happy and productive, you must constantly maintain and nourish these energy levels. Your body is a machine powered by food, water, and rest. When you are well rested, you can accomplish 2, 3, even 5 times more than when you're exhausted. Exhaustion is a major driver of procrastination. The barrier to starting difficult work feels insurmountable. But when your energy levels are high, that barrier shrinks, making it easy to start, focus, and overcome procrastination. Maintain your energy through sufficient sleep, regular physical exercise, healthy eating, and a healthy lifestyle. And crucially, take a weekly break. Completely disconnect from work and work-related thoughts. Don't spend it passively in front of a TV. Instead, disconnect from all electronic devices. Spend time with family. Take a walk in nature. Do things that actively renew your energy and spirit so you return to the new week fully recharged. Strategy 11. Fuel your motivation with optimism. Consider this. 95% of our emotions, positive or negative, aren't about what happens to us, but how we perceive it. Two people can face the exact same situation, and one is consumed by negativity while the other remains unaffected or even finds a positive outcome. Your emotions are tied to your perception. Being optimistic, always looking for the positive side, is a powerful motivator for tackling difficult tasks and maintaining peak emotional readiness for work. Scientific studies confirm optimism is critical for personal and professional success and for overall happiness. You can cultivate optimism through 3 core behaviors. 1. Look for the good. Optimists always find the good in every situation, regardless of how things went wrong. 2. Seek lessons and value. They view every delay, obstacle, or difficult situation not as a hindrance, but as an opportunity to learn and grow stronger. Optimistic people also think positively and cheerfully, talking about future goals and ambitions far more than past events, except to glean lessons. Their eyes are always on the horizon. Strategy 12. Single task like a pro. When you start a task, commit to it without interruption, preoccupation, or distraction until it's 100% complete. Here's why this is so powerful. Intense mental focus on one thing can cut the time needed to complete a task by 50% or more. Conversely, constantly switching tasks, starting, stopping, returning, can increase the time needed by over 500%. Each interruption forces you to remember where you left off, what's next, and rebuild your momentum. You lose that crucial flow state. Any activity unrelated to your current task is a waste of precious time. The more you commit to working non-stop on a single task, the faster and higher quality your work will be. Break that cycle, and every part of the task becomes harder and takes longer. Strategy 13. Chase the flow state. Highly productive people dedicate time to thinking, planning, and prioritizing. Then, they move swiftly and powerfully towards their goals, working steadily, smoothly, and continuously. This continuous work ethic allows them to achieve massive amounts of work in the same time an average person spends on low-value activities or distractions. Cultivating a flow state means developing a deep sense of urgency, a strong desire to complete work quickly, an impatience that drives you forward. This feeling of urgency acts as a powerful motivator, as if you're racing against yourself. When you consistently engage with your work, you activate the principle of momentum. This principle states that while it takes a huge amount of energy to overcome initial inertia, starting from a standstill, it takes far less energy to keep moving. Think of a car. It consumes far more fuel to accelerate from a stop to 100 kilometers per hour than it does to cover the same distance while already moving at speed. Get started, build momentum, and watch your productivity soar. Remember, the power to transform your life and achieve what seems impossible lies within these simple yet profound shifts in approach. It's not about an endless uphill battle, but about mastering the game.